What's up, traders? I'm up 1,400 bucks in the first hour and a half of market open, and I'm going to explain exactly why you shouldn't be trailing stops, expecting more downside today and in other days like this. So you can see up 1,400 bucks, and let's get straight into the charts. So there are plenty of people who see this type of down day and think it's going to go lower. It's going to continue with like absolute certainty. And as you can see, it looks like it might crack lower, but trailing the stop on a day like this is basically just a recipe for taking smaller wins and getting tapped on that. So I want to break down how I identify these kinds of days before they happen. So if you look at ES and NQ, the price action looks very similar. They're extremely similar days. But with the current market conditions, we have to also take into consideration NVIDIA. NVIDIA plays such a large part in the price action of, ES and NQ that I look at this asset every day, and when all three are moving together in unison, that's when you're going to have your best setup. So if we just pull up, NQ or ES versus NVIDIA here, I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. So let's zoom it out and let's just keep it very simple. We have our first initial move and sell off at the open. That's exactly the same. You're trading these the exact same. Then we get our pullback. So now we get our pullback. I'm just going to take those out now. Okay, so we get the pullback. Now it's what do we do at the pullback? Here at the pullback, we reject, and same on NQ. But on NVIDIA, we start to hold. We basically, the 15-minute opening range is a very important level. So if NVIDIA is holding the opening range and making new highs above the daily VWAP, that's telling me that now there's some divergence in the market. Again, it's not humongous divergence because it's just NVIDIA. It's just one stock. But there's so many days where it looks so similar. And that it's like incredible how similarly these assets move together. So basically, as ES is continuing to fall, NQ is going, or NVIDIA is recovering now. So taking that back to the actual trades I took now, let's bring it all full circle here. I'm just going to get these set up. Full circle. Here are the two trades I was in. And we'll just pull that to the side. So first trade was just a small scalp. I know based off of the last 2 weeks of price action, when we are in a sell-off day and VIX is up 8%, 9%, 10%, we can slide very aggressively from opening range low to a new low of day. So that's what gave me the confidence to just enter short with the opening range low price. And honestly, if you think about it, this candle you're not going to enter on. This one you might enter on. Now you get the same price I got. This candle you're not going to enter on. This candle you might enter on. You're going to get the exact same price. So if you're taking this trade, you're going to be getting the opening range low price, probably regardless. That I took for 0.67R. I knew the stop had to go up here if I'm trading at opening range low. But as we stall here, I don't love this stall. When we stall for 5 minutes and then start to reject, that's when I know just cut it. I cut it about the 67. So I basically traded from 75 to 67, almost 10 points. That was like 400 bucks. Then I used the low of day VWAP from this because now it's like, okay, I just got in, got out. That was a 5-minute trade, straight in profit. And now I've got a little bit of wiggle room, especially coming off the day I had yesterday. So now I'm entering on the break of low of day VWAP, but the stop has to go not at the current structure, but at the last structure. Because if this is broken, now I'm going to say, okay, let's reevaluate, especially because that's also this 15-minute candle wick. So it's a really strong stop loss level. And you can see the entries showing me that it wants to work. We make a new low of day, but then we start recovering. Now, remember where I showed you NVIDIA. this is where NVIDIA starts to continue higher. So now I'm thinking, this might be the higher low. Basically, right here is when I'm thinking I might be wrong. It didn't break for a new low of day, and it might just want to continue higher. Now, that's all right. If it wants to continue higher, then I can find a trade in that direction. However, it's these two candles that are so important to be taking profits on. When you get 15 points in 2 minutes, you must take profits, especially as a scalper. Risking 15, made 15. And my point is, if you try and trail the stop here, when Nvidia is not doing the same thing as the other two, you're going to get pullbacks. Now, even if you were at your entry price, that might get tapped right here. So you would have to continue to leave the risk on. And how are you going to manage a trade with 15 points in 2 minutes of an easy money trade? Now that was at 8:01. Now it's a whole hour later and you're just back to your original take profit level or whatever level you wanted. So for me, it's just imperative that when ES, NQ, and NVIDIA are not moving in unison, that you make sure to take profits aggressively and not trail because you don't know how much further downside you're going to get. So hopefully this helps you guys, and let me know, like, if you guys trade ES or NQ, what other stocks are you watching and giving a large amount of weight to on your daily, like, day trading technical analysis?